all of you. 7C, welcome to the biology class today. In the last class, we discussed about the asexual. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, in the last class, children, if you remember, we talked about the asexual reproduction, and we have talked about all the methods, all the ways in which the asexual reproduction can take place. Yes? Now today we are going to start with a new topic, and that is the sexual reproduction. Now if you remember the long back when we started with the class, I told you that sexual reproduction means when both the parents, that means the male and the female, both are required. And if you remember the whole story, I told you that the male gamete is formed and the female gamete is formed. Male gamete is produced by the males and the female gamete is produced by the females. So if you remember, I told you a story sort of thing through my actions. I told you that male gamete, female gamete, they both are going to combine. Yes, they both are going to fuse and a new structure will be formed. And this new structure is going to give rise to the new individual later. Yes, if you remember that, again, the male gamete from the male, the female gamete from the female, they both are going to join together, they're going to form a new structure. Can anyone tell what was that new structure? What was the name of that new structure? Anyone? Zygote. Yes, what was the name? It was the zygote. So just be a little careful when I'm explaining you here. Yes, we'll be talking about the sexual reproduction in the plants. We have talked about all the methods through which asexually the plant can reproduce or the plant can give rise to the new individual. Now we'll be talking about the sexual method. So we'll talk about the parts. You remember in class 6 you must have discussed about the parts of the flower. In that we have talked, you must have heard about that it was the outermost wall, which was the sepal. Yes, then there was petal. What is petal? Can anyone tell what is petal? In a flower, what is a petal? Petals of a flower. Can you tell? Come on, petals of flower, class 7C. Petals are the colorful part. Are you able to hear my voice? First tell me. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Then at least say yes, no, something, whatever is the problem or everything is clear. Please keep saying. It feels as if I am speaking and you are not able to hear. Petals are the beautiful colored part of a flower. Like for rose, what is the color of the petals of the rose?
Red.
Red. Red. It can be pink, it can be white. Yes, isn't it? So that is the petal. So sepal जो कली होती है, green color से जो covered है, like this. You see this type of structure? Yes, a bud-like structure. Yes. So this is the sepal, and the colorful part which is present in this, that is the petals. Is this clear to you? Sepal and petal.
Yes.
Okay. And I
Yes,
expect
ma'am.
all of you, yes, I expect all of you to put your speaker on and say yes if you understand and no if you actually don't understand. Do not let it go like that. Now, if we talk about the sexual reproduction, there are two worlds. Now see, so the two innermost worlds are the male and the female worlds of the flower, or you can say the male and the female part of a flower. So let's talk about the male first. The male part, it is called the stamen. And here we see a filament-like structure, a tube-like structure with a disc-like structure present on it. Here it has two parts. This is the stamen. In a flower you must have seen. Have you seen a rose flower, all of you? In that, have you seen this type of structure? Here it is a little large, but in that it is a very small structure. Have you seen this type of structure in the flower?
Yes, ma'am.
You see? Yes, so you see that this part, the tube part, this is called the, can anyone tell? What is it called? Yes? Can anyone tell what is
Filament.
this part? Yes, it is called the filament, and this part is called the anther. Right? So this is the main part which is called the stamen. Stamen is divided into two, that is filament and the anther. And the gamete, I told you just now, I said that the male is going to produce something, female is going to produce something, and it is going to meet. So what is the male going to produce? The gamete, which are visually produced here in this, and these are pollen grains. Pollen grains are the gametes, the male gametes, and they are produced in the anther. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what do you do? Just understand, try to understand. When you take this part, anther part, if you pluck that anther part, you keep it on a glass slide. A glass slide is used to observe under the microscope, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so this glass slide, when you observe this glass slide, now you keep the anther, you tap it like this with a needle. Yellow color powder will come out, and that powder, with the help of some drop of water, if you observe under the microscope, you will be able to see the pollen grains. कैसे दिखाई देते हैं? ऐसे. This is the structure of the pollen grain. Is this much clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in the book also you can see the reproductive part on page number 141. Just match what I have told. If you talk about the anther and the filament, can you see? See, actually there the whole picture is given. You just be concerned with the part that I have told you. Stamen. Stamen has two parts. That is the anther and the filament. Any problem? Yes, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No,
Now
ma'am.
we talk about which was this? Which part was this that we have discussed? Which part is it? Which part of the flower?
Ma'am, male part.
Yes. Now we will be discussing the female. Now keep in mind, because now again we have to do something with this. So this is the male part. Now we'll be talking about the female part. Now female part consists of three parts to it. Yes, it is in the center, the innermost part. This is called the female part, and the name is pistil. Now again, this pistil is divided. See, stamen was divided into how many parts? Quickly tell me.
Two.
Two. And this is divided into three. Let's see. This is the first part, the mouth, and that is the stigma. Then you have this neck-like portion, which is called the style. It may be a little more elongated in some, depends. Yes, it may be a little more elongated, it may be this way. It depends on the different structure of the flower. Yes. So, stigma, style, and this broad portion, swollen portion, this is called the ovary. Okay, so pistil, this is the female part. It is divided into three, that is stigma, style, and the ovary. This is the neck-like portion, this is the head portion or the mouth-like portion, and this swollen base portion is called the ovary. Now, what is the name of the gamete? There, the name of the gamete was in the male. The name of the gamete was. Abhi bataya. What was the name of the gamete? I just told you the structure. What was it saying? Pollen grain. So the male, yes. So the male gamete is called the pollen grain, and here the female gamete is produced by the female whorl, and this is the egg. What is it? Egg. So here the ovary contains the ovule. This is the ovule, and inside the ovule, what is present? Egg is present. Is this much clear to everyone?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now just page number 140, come to the last paragraph. I'll just read it out for you. The lowermost part is the ovary. That is what I told you. And they contain one or more ovule. And inside the ovule, which structure is present, that is the egg. Now here we find that the story that we were talking about, the male gamete and the female gamete. So the male gamete is coming from the male part, that is the pollen grain. and the female gamete is coming from the female part, that is the egg. So they are going to combine, they are going to fuse, and what will be formed? What will, so this structure, come on all of you, tell me, which is structure? Tell me the name quickly. This
Pollen.
pollen grain, and pollen grain and yes, pollen grain is going to fuse with, it is going to combine with what?
Egg.
It is going to combine with egg. Very good. And what will be formed? The new structure. What are we going to call that structure? That will be the zygote. All of you say zygote?
Zygote.
Yes. Now again have a look at page number 141. Here you see the pollen grains. Yes, can you see small little pollen grains at the top of the this thing, pistil? So first you see the pistil. Pistil is divided into stigma, style, and ovary. Fine. Can you all see that in the diagram? Please say yes if you can.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and inside the ovary, that yellow colored structure, small little structure, that is the ovule. And inside the ovule, what is present? Quickly tell me.
Egg.
Egg. Now, here only just be a little alert, please, so that you understand that what is going to happen next. Now, as I told you that the fusion of the male and the female gamete has to take place for the further reproduction process. So, here you need to keep in mind that these pollen grains, which are the male gametes, are produced by the male whorl of the flower, and the female gamete, which is the egg, is produced by the female whorl of the flower. Now, understand that how this male gamete or the pollen grain is going to reach to the female gamete, that is the egg. So it has to just make very clear. The small little thing, small little concept is very important for you to understand that this has to reach here. 7C, all of you understanding? This pollen grain has to reach here. Are you getting it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
I want yes from everyone. Else please say no. So I explain it again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now the further that we're going to discuss, the further discussion will be regarding that how this pollen grain is going to reach to the egg. So for that we have a process, and this process is called pollination. What is it called? Repeat it.
Pollination.
Yes, this is called pollination. Pollination means the transfer of the male gamete, to the stigma. What is the first portion? What is the first part or the mouth part of the pistil? What is it?
Stigma.
Yes. So now listen carefully. The transfer of the pollen grains from the male gamete, or you can say from the anther, to the stigma of the flower or the female part is called pollination. Is pollination clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
how? Okay, good. Now children, how this pollination is taking place? What is the procedure which is involved in the pollination process? ये यहाँ से उठ के कैसे वहाँ जाएगा? This is what we are going to study under the heading pollination. So there are different agents. Fine. There are different agents which help us, or you can say which help the pollen grains to get transferred to the stigma of the flower. Now what are those agents? We are going to talk about them one by one. Now you suggest what can be the possible reasons? Anything that is going to carry it or that can carry it? कैसे जा सकता है? Through what?
Wind.
Yes, very good. So there are certain factors. The first one being the wind. If the strong winds are blowing, along with them, the ones which are lighter, which of course they are very light, so they are going to move along the wind and they set themselves somewhere where they find the stigma of the flower. Fine. So it can be with the help of the wind. Like for example, please underline again, have a pencil in your hand quickly. Page number 141, do underline the examples, that is maize, grass and wheat. Here in these plants, the pollen grains are transferred by wind. Yes or no? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now we move on to the next agent, and that is the water again. Now the plants that are aquatic, basically all that are present near water, in them the pollen grains are transferred with the help of water. So basically here we see that aquatic plants or the plants that are present near or somewhere near the water. So underline again, you have Hydrilla and Vallisneria. Hydrilla and Vallisneria are some of the examples of the plants in which the pollination is carried out through water. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we talk. Okay.
Yes,
Now we talk about the third factor. Good. Now we talk about the third factor, that is the insects. Now insects also. Have you ever observed butterflies and other these small insects sitting on the flower? Honeybees, etc. Bees. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Have you
ma'am.
ever seen? What do they do? Do they go and sit like that? In search of what? What do they search for themselves? Huh? Nectar. Yes. Yes, of course they search for sweet juice or the nectar. So now children, they unknowingly, they are not aware that they are doing pollination or they are helping in pollination process, but unknowingly when they go and they sit on the flowers. So what happens? Of course, see, the pollen grains are present at the pollen grains are present in the anther. When they visit the flowers, what they do while visiting, when they sit on the flower, on their legs of the flower, the insects, what happens? That these pollen grains they get stuck, chipak jate hain. Yes, they don't know about this. Unknowingly it happens, it gets stuck, and when they move here and there, they keep moving and they accidentally come and sit on some other flower. Yes, then what happens? That they drop their pollen grains. Whatever pollen grains are stuck to their legs, it gets dropped on these flowers. And this is how the transfer of the pollen grain take place, from the anther to the stigma of the other flower. Am I clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
this is how the pollination, yes, this is how the pollination process carries on. Now after this, when this has transferred here, okay, this has got transferred here, the pollen grain. So pollen grain, this will be the diagram, somewhat like this. Here you have so many pollen grains, yes? They may
Yes,
be
ma'am.
transferred by wind or water or insect. Let's take an example of the insect here. So insect has helped out the plant for pollination purpose. Now these pollen grains have reached the stigma of the flower. Now what will happen next? There will be a tube which will come out of this. As soon as they reach there, they settle there, there will be a tube which is going to come out of these pollen grains. And since it is coming from the pollen grains, it is called, which tube, children? Pollen tube. What do we call it?
Pollen
Pollen
tube.
tube.
Pollen tube. Fine. And then this pollen tube is going to, I'll be explaining it to you again when we talk about fertilization, but now just understand that this pollen tube is going to come out like this, and it has to, see, where it has to reach, where the fusion has to be done, with which the fusion has to be done. What does it need to combine with?
Ma'am, egg.
Egg. So it has to reach to the egg. Yes? Very good. So this tube is going to reach till the end, till the base, so that it can meet or it can combine with the egg. Is that much clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so it has to reach to the base so that it can fuse or it can combine with the female gamete, which is called female gamete. Quickly.
An egg.
Egg.
Egg. And here only we come to another topic, and that is the fusion or the combination or the mating of the male gamete with the female gamete is called fertilization. The process of fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete so as to result in the formation of zygote is called fertilization. Fine. And because of this, the fruit is produced. And when the fruit is produced, what is present inside the fruit?
Seeds.
Seeds are present. Yes. So these seeds are the logic. Please be alert again. These seeds are the logic behind the production of the fruit, of the more and more plants. Children, understand. When we take the seeds, we have seeds, we sow them, we get new plant. Again, we get the fruits, we sow the seeds, we get new plants. And this is how the life of the plant carries on the earth. Is that clear to everyone? So fertilization basically is the process where we see that the fusion of the male and the female gamete take place. Is this much clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now in the next class we'll be talking about the types of pollination. That which way the pollination process can take place. We'll be talking about that. Fine, children. So this is how we have come to the end of today's class. Fine. Whatever we have done, we're going to revise, and then we'll be finishing up with this chapter in the next class. Thank you, children. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.